There's a lot wrong when it comes to Clemson, and we're going to examine all of the whys as we get to the show today. But as far as this game goes, okay, the game goes into overtime, folks, and it's tied 17-all. Okay, Clemson wins that game 24-10. If not for the 14-point swing of yet again, it felt like Duke all over again, of Will Shipley, never call him Christian McCaffrey, okay, of Will Shipley fumbling right on the goal line. And then the next play, Miami taking it to the house, although they fumble at the goal line. The difference is Miami falls on Clemson's fumble, and Miami falls on Miami's fumble. I mean, there's a 14-point swing right there. Minus that 14-point swing, Clemson wins 24-10, and we're not talking about this. You know, this first segment is about South Carolina and how the wheels have come off on Shane Beamer's season. And don't worry, Gamecock fans, don't worry. Your lashings are coming as well.
Should we play the audio that you asked me to pull where you said you disagreed with Josh Pate? You asked me to pull this audio. You asked me to play it on Monday if it turned out that you were wrong.
No.
I think we have to here in the opening segment of the show.
No.
Here we go.
Josh Pate says the wrong team is favored. Josh Pate says that team is Miami. Josh Pate is wrong. And Diesel, I invite you to timestamp this at 3:05:21. And if I am wrong, play it on Monday.
No. We should play that multiple times today.
I have a feeling it's going to play multiple times today, whether I want it to or not. Diesel, look, very, very close game. But there's no excuses. And the reason why we're not like, man, that's so unfortunate, is because that's all we've heard from Clemson the entire year, is how they're almost this and they're not quite that, and we should be here and we're not quite there.
Oh, the worst is we're 4 plays away from being undefeated this year. Well, you're not. You have 4 not Clemson. I'm talking about my own team now. Fan base is saying they're 4 plays away from being undefeated. You got 4 losses. Stop with this. Stop with this.
Well, 3 losses. It feels like 8, though. Yeah, I mean, it definitely feels like 8. Definitely feels like 8.
App State's 3-4.
Oh, you got 4 losses.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're tired of it, folks. Like, we're tired. There was an explanation or excuse for every other outcome this season prior to Miami. Duke, the explanation was, well, Clemson should have won, but gave the game away. Florida State, well, Clemson controlled the game, but a costly fumble and missed field goal cost them. Wake Forest, the team just came out flat. No more excuses. No more stinking excuses from anybody, from any of you, okay? This is a B- or C+ team. They're an A- on defense. Why the minus? Because they play freshmen. When other team are playing portal guys as depth. They're playing true freshmen. So when you need to get a goal line stop late, you can't. The freshmen haven't developed the strength yet, okay? And to say this Clemson team is a B- or C+ team is an astounding admission when you consider their talent, according to the 24/7 Sports CBS Total Team Talent Composite score, okay? Well, that was ambiguous, wasn't it? The 24/7 Team Talent Composite, that's better. They're number 5 in America. They have top 5 talent in America. Phil Steele has the most accurate college football magazine over the last 20 years. Said Clemson this year is making the national championship game. Says they're the number 2 team in America. So how are we here? We're here because Cade Klubnik plays like a reckless driver, because the offensive line is like freaking Denny's. They're always open. And the defensive line relies on freshmen. Clemson now misses the college football playoff for the 3rd straight season. They also miss out on achieving anything else worthwhile this year. I suppose they technically could still win 10 games. I mean, like each time Clemson loses, right, Dabo's got a new carrot, right? And it's getting old to Clemson fans. You lose 1 game you shouldn't have lost to Duke. Hey, everything's still in front of us. You lose 2 games to Florida State. Well, we can still win 10 games. And you never know what can happen. Technically speaking, Clemson could still win 10 games. But on a 4-3 team, Do you really see them going 6-0 the rest of the way? Notre Dame's on the schedule. North Carolina's on the schedule. Don't act like you're above South Carolina either. They're on the schedule. Your bowl game is on the schedule, if there is a bowl game. Folks, Dabo simply must choose. He must make a choice right now because the natives are beyond restless here. Beyond restless. He must choose to either do whatever you have to do to win, to make the deals necessary with the devil to win today, or fade evermore into irrelevance. Dabo, the choice is yours. Do you guys realize that Clemson would already be eliminated from a 12-team college football playoff this year? They'd already be out. They'd already be out. Okay? Dabo needs to have a come-to-Jesus meeting with himself. All right? And he's got to look in the mirror and realize that the way you win in 2013 is not the way you win in 2023. And he's determined to show everybody he can still do it. Look in the mirror, Dabo. Realize the change that is taking place in the college football landscape that you have stubbornly neglected directly coincides with your fall. Let me say that again for the people in the back. Dabo needs to look in the mirror and realize the changes to college football that he is neglecting have directly coincided with his fall. And if he doesn't wake up to that fact, Clemson's going to be worse than 4-3. They could be, gasp, 2-5. There's another team in this area that woke up with that record on Sunday morning. Anybody? Bueller? Fry? Anybody know who that might be? Could be worse, right? Could be worse.